Rythmia here. Today I'm going to be talking to you more about my ayahuasca journey. And in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite, most transformative ceremony of the trip. And this ceremony was just incredible for me, but it was also very personal. So I'm not going to be sharing all the details with you, but I'll share as much as I can. And I'm looking forward to what you have to say about it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so if you guys tuned into my previous video, I talked about how the day of this ceremony, I was basking in love all day because of the previous ceremony that I had. And so I'll be linking all the ceremonies and all the previous videos and all the videos in the series down below, and I just definitely recommend going in order from the first one to the last one, just so everything makes a little bit more sense, because I know it can probably sound a little bit crazy. So I went into this ceremony, like I said, basking in love all day, but as it came closer and closer to the ceremony, I found myself getting a little bit nervous. Nervous because, as I'd been told and as I had now experienced 2 nights, I know that ayahuasca is never the same journey in a row. And I know that I had relatively good nights the first night and the second night compared to maybe other people who had a more difficult experiences and were trying to make sense of it. So I was like, oh, this is my night. This is gonna be the hard one. I just had a feeling that this was my time to, you know, release something really deep. And this night was also a full moon, the hunter's moon, and it was also the first night where we experienced a jungle storm. So we went up to the Maloka, and it was incredible because the storm was started. There was lightning and thunder, and like the Maloka has just like glass around it, like the glass windows and doors, so you could see through and you could see these bursts of light and you could just feel the energy. This was ladies' night, the night of the divine feminine energy, and it was just incredible. I really don't know how to put into words this energy that was felt the entire night, but thank you to our beautiful shaman Lucine and Sarah for just cultivating such a powerful energy that night. And so because I was a little bit nervous, when it came my time to take the first drink, Sarah was serving it to me, and I said, Sarah, I'm scared. Like, I just felt this fear over me, like there was something I had to face, and it was my turn now to have a interesting ceremony. And so she held my hand and I took the drink, and she actually only gave me half a cup. So I went back to my bed and I felt restless. Like I just kept like moving. I couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't have visions. I just felt like it's not really kicking in yet. And so when they called for the second drink, I immediately knew, all right, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go do 2 drinks again, and we'll see how that goes. So I went up there and I had a second drink. I went back down and I lied down on my mattress. A little while later, I'm not sure how long, I started to feel extremely fearful. Like Mother Ayahuasca wanted to show me something, and she was warning me that it was going to be scary, it was going to be frightening, but it was nothing that I couldn't handle. But I felt like a little girl again, and I was like really scared about what I was about to see or experience. And so during the ceremony, you're allowed to ask for help anytime. So I just, help, like I just kept saying this. And then one of the helpers, Jurgen, he is just so special. So if you go to Rythmia, or when you go to Rythmia, please tell him Zoe says hello, because he truly changed my life in this evening. And so did the shaman. Like this night was just so powerful for me and will forever change my life. So Jurgen comes and sits beside me on my mattress, and I grabbed his hand just like I grabbed Sarah's when I was taking the drink, and I just said, I'm so scared, and I was crying and I was lying there. I just said, I'm so scared. It's really scary. Like I know she's gonna show me something, and it's really scary, and I don't know. I don't want to. And he sat there with me for probably half an hour to 45 minutes. And I just want to pause right now on that note and just say, like, everyone at Rythmia is just so kind and like just willing, like selflessly to give you their time in your healing process. Like, everyone just knew when I needed something, or was just there for me 150% with whatever I could have needed. And so thank you so much again. And so I'm lying on my mattress and I'm absolutely terrified about what I'm about to see, because like I said, I knew that it was going to be deep and it was going to be big. And finally, like I heard this voice in my mind and it said, be brave. And Jurgen had said to me over and over again, he's like, the medicine's just trying to show you something. She loves you and she's just trying to show you something. She just wants you to heal. She wants to show you something. And so he was affirming this to me, and in my mind I heard, be brave, like you can be brave, that's all you need to be is brave. Finally, I just stopped the resistance, I let go, and I purged into my bucket, which means I vomited into my bucket. And as I told you guys before, it's unpleasant, yes, and like puking is one of my worst fears, but it's just like an ejection from your body, like it's like the toxicity is just like releasing, and so it doesn't feel traumatizing, it just feels like a massive release. Then I look into my bucket as we're supposed to do, and like you don't see puke, like you don't see puke, you don't like smell puke. It's, I don't know, like I'm sorry if this is TMI for you guys, but so I look into my bucket. I realized that when I was purging, I heard a voice, and it was me as a child, and it says, I'm done with you. And I looked into the bucket and I saw myself as a child, and what I was done with was my mother again. And I'd finally like given up this resistance of like, I'm not worthy, because my intention for the night, which is like kind of crazy, because it didn't my visions didn't have anything to do at the beginning with what my intention was. My intention was to release all these blocks about financial abundance and success, like release the blocks that I have there, because I consistently feel like I get to a point and I hit a wall and I can't really get past it. And in the second drink I was just like, fix my money problems, like let's eliminate all blocks. And when I finally had the release, I realized from my childhood, because I saw myself as a little girl in the bucket, and I saw how not having a relationship with my mother and trying so hard to get her to love me made me feel not worthy of perhaps success and abundance. I was able to release that in the moment, and after I purged a lot, and I turned my head away, and Mother Ayahuasca, she said, there's more. Like, look back, there's more. Physically, like in my mind and my body, like in my ego sense, I was like, there's, like, Mother, there is nothing left to me. Like, I puked up everything. Like, I was like, there is nothing left in my body at this point. Like, because we only have breakfast and we only have lunch, like, I've been keeping it very light. And I'm like, there's nothing left. Like, I haven't eaten anything. Like, so I look back at my bucket and I just retch again. And it's gross. It's like acid. Sorry. But it's all part of the story. And I look into the bucket and I see my mother as a child. And I'm watching on the outside. And I see something really terrible happen to her as a child, and which I'm not going to share because it's personal and it's sacred and it's, you know, it's very deep. And I see what happened to her as a child. Then I see my birth happen in the same realm. Like, I'm like standing on the outside and I see my birth. I feel what she feels when she gives birth to me, and I feel that she loves me. But she also sees herself in me, and that's why she couldn't give me the love that maybe she wanted to, was because she never wanted to see anything bad happen to me. And she just chose not, she just basically chose to look away than to like live this life with me. And in that moment, I felt like so much love for her and understanding for her, and I felt sorry that I'd spent these years neglecting this learning process. Like, for example, like I went to therapy when I was a teenager about my mother, and you know, I tried to make it work with her, and it just wouldn't budge with her, and it was very difficult to understand as a child. Like, it was a lot being younger. Like, I grew up very fast, and it's like I had done my own work, but I actually didn't even consider maybe that she had had something terrible happen to her, and hurt people. And but I realized that in that moment when I saw my birth, and like I saw that she truly loved me, but she just didn't want to see anything bad happen to me. And so I then went to my mother's house, and I knocked on her door, and she came outside, and I hugged her, and I'd give her a letter of like what I was like thinking and saying and writing out. And I said, first of all, I love you, and I'm so sorry about what happened to you when you were younger, and I understand, and I just love you for everything you are, for giving me life, for giving me this experience on earth. And she hugged me, and my heart touched her heart. And from there, I took her back to her childhood. And with her and everything that happened to her, I said, let's forgive everyone. Like, let's forgive everyone. And so with my mom, I forgave, and I helped her to forgive. Then it opened up, and I saw our ancestry, our lineage. My mother was adopted, so I don't know this line of family on her side, but it opened up, and I saw all of them, and I saw all these like powerful women, and they were so proud of me for forgiving, for doing this hard work for our lineage, for breaking the point of the bad energy. Like, I was the one who was brave enough to cure this negativity, this negative chain. I stood with my ancestors, and they all came around me, and they just loved me, and they were so proud. And I was like basking in it. But then I was like, Mother Ayahuasca, I said, what does this have to do with, like, you know, financial abundance blocks? And the voice came to me, and she said, honey, I reward the brave. And I looked back, and I saw my ancestors again, and I threw their line, and they were all smiling at me. And she said, they reward you. She said, they reward you. And she said, no more, no matter what. No one is ever going to feel unequal or inadequate, especially when it comes to being compared against a man. Like, you were born to shine. You have divine feminine energy in you, and nothing but to rise will come of this. Like, you are rising, and you will continue to rise, and that's how it's going to be from now on. And it was so beautiful, and like I said, I was basking in it. And you know, I lied back down in my bed, and I just continued to heal. And like I said, I healed my ancestors, and that was the most special thing that I could have ever experienced. Like, not to mention, like, I forgave my mother. And I've done all this work, like with therapists and with a life coach, about my mom and our relationship. And you know, I felt like I'd done the work. Like, I really felt like I'd done the work. I'd forgiven it. I'd moved past it. Like, you know, I just like don't have a relationship with her, so I just didn't think that it was something that affected me in any way. But I healed things that I didn't even know needed healing, and in that way I was just so blessed. And yeah, it was truly just so beautiful. And as I lied there and I listened to the music play, and you know, Mother Ayahuasca, she was in me, and we just started healing all sorts of different things, and it was just beautiful. I remember I had a smile on my face, and I was just so happy. I saw myself then in the future, and I was pregnant, and I saw myself giving so much love to like this baby in my tummy, that like I knew that no more would there be any negativity. There would be no more, like, all I was going to give to my baby in the future is unconditional love. I didn't see, you know, me having a baby, like if it's a boy or girl, anything like that, but I just knew that when it comes time to me to being a mother, like, I had everything I need now to be prepared and to love and experience that motherhood journey. And it was beautiful. It's like I no longer have this fear like I'm going to be like my mother, or I no longer have this fear that like I'll never be a mother or not a good one, anything like that. Like, it's all released. And yeah, then in my mind, I went and I flew to my dad and my stepmom and my bestamor, and I hugged all of them, and I was like, I love you so much, and I love you so much. I'm never ever going to let go of you, and I'm gonna move back in, and I'm just gonna stay with you forever. and I just like had so much love for them. And then my parents, they said, no, you receive the growth that you need with the friends that are like your family. The more growth than you'll receive than if you like move back in with us. Like, they gave me a little reality check, and I was like, okay. And they told me where I need to be in this world, and I'm keeping that to myself, and we'll know when that happens. But it was very special and very beautiful. And then I went back, like, I don't know, it's like you're traveling through different worlds. I went back into my mattress, and I started to move my hand kind of like this, and I was watching it. It was keeping me so calm, and I was going like this, and then all of a sudden I saw a face like lying next to me. It sounds like, some of this stuff probably sounds like really scary to you guys, but like, it just, the energy is like so loving and so calm that you just can't help but know that everything is happening for you. And I saw my next love. Like, I don't know if it's the one, I don't know if it's like the person I'll marry, the person that, the father of my child, but I saw my next love, and I saw his face, and then I saw us smiling, and I saw us just so happy together in all these different scenarios. It was like I was watching like moments of our life in the future, and it was so beautiful. It was like showing me that there was like so much to look forward to, and it was like just about to happen in my life. And I just was so happy. I lied there in those moments with him, and I watched them all, and oh my goodness, it fills my heart so much, because I just felt like, I don't know, like I'm finally ready to like love. And I'm getting like emotional now. It's like, oh, I'm trying so hard not to be emotional, but yeah, I saw like that I am capable of like love, and like having like a powerful love with someone. And then the music kept playing, and people were up and dancing, and this was like live music and drums, and my goodness, it was so beautiful. The thunder and the lightning outside, the full moon was like incredible, and it was like there in the jungle. Like, I'm telling you, this was an epic night. And so I get up in my bed, and my body is very weak from like all the purging and everything that happened, but I started to like dance. For the first time, I just felt like a divine feminine. Like, I felt feminine and beautiful and just comfortable in my own body. And then I saw my ancestors again, and they were just like finally gave me the gift of just being the woman that I was here to be. You know, I just moved to the music like in my bed. Other people are like up and dancing. And then what happened next is like the lightning was happening, and the drums were going, and I saw all of us as a tribe in the Amazon from like one of my first lives. So this is something that happens in ayahuasca too, is you have the ability to see your past lives. And I saw myself in the jungle as like a child. Like, when I was dancing or like on my mat, like I was like probably 5 or 6. And I was sitting there, and everyone was dancing around like a fire, and everyone who was there with me in that ayahuasca ceremony, we were all part of the same tribe. And I'm telling you guys, like, this is the truth. Like, this is so real to me. Everyone there, we were all part of the same tribe, like way back in the day. I mean, maybe this was like one of the first ayahuasca ceremonies that ever happened. Like, this was like thousands of years ago. And we were in the Amazon, and we were a tribe, and we were just all dancing together, enjoying the night, like playing by the fire, and the music was going, and like I never wanted it to end, because every single one of us there knew that we were these souls made of love, having a human experience, and we were just celebrating the fact that we had a body that we could move in, that we could dance in, that we could love in, that we could have all of life's beautiful experiences in. And I'm telling you, like, I just like, as much as I was like loving that moment, I was like, I am so happy that I'm human, that I'm here on earth, and I'm so excited for what comes after this. Like the love that I saw, everything that I saw, but just so, it was just celebrating that I was human and I had this life. It was just the most beautiful night like I've ever had. It truly was. Like, and I'm telling you, like, it was so dark and it was so scary when I was like lying on my mat and I didn't want to see what was gonna happen, and what I saw was terrible and so difficult. But like, just like the storm outside, like it was thunder, it was lightning, it was loud, it was scary, like everything, and then it just passed. Like what's coming and what's happening is always going, and it was magic. It was all magic, and I'm so incredibly grateful for the experience. And yeah, that brings ceremony number 3 to an end, and I'm excited to share number 4 with you, because this one was extra special too, because we actually got blessed by a shaman from Colombia. But yeah, thank you guys for giving me the space to share, and I'll see you again in my next video.